My screen is visible for you. Okay, so today we will going to see something. It's called as the date and time. So okay, date and time is the one of the module. Okay, so so if you want to use this date and time, so you should import this package. Okay, so now we have to import this import date. No module is the date and time. So there is always good practices to check within online. So this is the date and time library. So you can go here and just open this library and you have to copy. See here the D and T is capital, right? So here so if I will do this, you install this package. Okay, now successfully we imported that package. So now if I will run this, but still it's saying like a human date time. So let's see. Let's try this one. Yeah, it's working. So even though if you will go now, here you can say like if I will take this, so and let's run. Even we are giving the US and East region, so it's not able to give you the time. Okay, that would be. So here I just want to once I imported the date and time. Now I just want to say date, time, dot, date, time, dot, now. So let me save this into the variable and let me give a frame. So the date time is not okay. So let me go back to okay, so let's check what is the audit exactly. Just before I go. Then is now check this team. Okay. Let me check, guys. Something mistake. But this is not working. My current environment. Okay, so what is the error? Okay, so what mistake here we did? I don't know. I don't know what mistake we have done here, but the thing is like, yeah, this is what's working. So, okay, so today's date, it will tell the today's date if you will mention today's date. And if you will mention instead of today's date, if you will mention here instead of date, date and time. Instead of here, just mention now and here mention time. It should run. Okay, it's working. So even let's say this is the uh, TD, and if I will say TD, so it will say what is the today date and with the time. Okay. So so you guys have got it. And the thing is, like, if I will do this copy paste, and again, if I will say want the any particular date, for example, it's from 2024, comma 6, comma 1, so 20. If I'm giving any specific date, okay, and I'm just saying print t dot str string f time, and after that if you will put a square bracket, okay, so here I just forgot to close. Okay, so see, like when you string time, so it will give you which month it is. So in the places of the string time, if you will put the weekdays, okay. So even if you will put the W, so it will give you the weekdays of the day. So and if you will put here the small d, so it will only extract the date. Okay, and if you will put the y, so it will give the full version of y. If even you will put the small y, you will get the only the year 24th, 2nd of 24, 2024. Okay, and if you will put the hour, I don't know how it will work on it, but because it's could not able to identify which hours we are asking. Okay, so that then if I will put the P, then it will say it's a AM or PM. So it just so these are the things you can use. So there are the set of things are there. There is a list. So using the time, you can use where you can utilize this time is like for example you are doing some task and for the particular time even every morning 8 a.m. you want to refresh your data, so at the time you can use this time, so you can give the time exactly time and you can write the code and logic for refreshing the data. So that for that purpose you can use this time. Got it, guys? And apart from that, we will also see something it's called as a we will see the class. Okay. So here let me make this into the classes. Okay. Whose concept we will learn. Okay. So here, what is the class? Class is nothing but the you can write the multiple function inside the one class, and class is nothing but the kind of the object. So class is nothing but the for example, you are making the some kind of the blueprint. Okay, so that is kind of the class is nothing but the you can create the multiple function inside the class. Okay, and the way you are calling the function, if you want to use your function in somewhere, right? So that same manner you can also use the class, and here you have the inheritance in the sense, if you are using some value inside this class, and the same value if you want to use in some other another any py file, then you can import this class on that another file, and you can use these values. So for that purpose you can use these roots concepts. Okay, and apart from that, let me show you how to do this. For to create the class, you have to write the class, and after that, for example, I want to write the my class, and you have to give the semicolon, sorry, colon. So here I'm mentioning the class and my class. So okay, sorry. This sample. So I'm saying class. So here I can able to see the green board. So now I can say there is a my class. And okay, so now you can able to see like it's came to the indentation. Now I can say any value. Now I return this value inside this class. Okay. So if I want to access this value, then I have to call this class. So whatever what is the concept? So inside the Python, everything are objective. Objective in the sense you are seeing the movies, you are seeing the TV, you are seeing what are the sofa in your room. The everything's are the really appearing inside the world. So if you want to bring that into the computer, then you have to draw you have to create the objective. Objective is nothing but the before building up building any construct. If you're doing any construction, before going to do any construction, we have to make the blueprint for the construction. If you want to build a building, then you have to make a one blueprint, right? That blueprint is nothing but the you can call as the class. We are using the class. So now I have to create the object for this my class. So for that purpose, I have to say p1 is equal to my class. So now I just call the my class. So this is the way you can create your object. Okay. So I'll just get the my class, and after that print p1 dot x. So if I will run, okay. So my class. Hmm. My class is not. Now okay, so this is what if you want to access anything inside the class, then you have to call the object, and after that you have to call the inside whatever the value present inside. Okay, that is exactly you can call as a class. So if you have the multiple things, then you can call them multiple times. Even for example, now we will see. Uh, uh, Now we will see the init. Create the name of the person using the init. That is the init concept inside the class. Okay, so let me create the one more class, like create the person. Inside the person, let me create one function. So here I just want to create the init. Okay. So guys, what is meant by the init? Init is nothing but the whenever you will call the class, right? So while calling this class, the if it is the init meaning is present, then you don't have to, for example, this is the class. Inside the class, I'm writing the function. If I will write, instead of the function name, if I will write the init, right? So even though if I will not call this function, it will run the output. So here you can pass the multiple output while calling this class. That is why we are using this. So let me explain you more clearly. If I say the self, the name is equal to name, and after that self dot age is equal to age. What is that? So here I just want to create the P1. This is the I want to create the object. So I want to create the object on the basis of the person. Let's say John. I'm passing the John, and after that I'm passing the 36. And I'm saying print. Okay, so guys, here what happening is in function, whatever the values we are giving here, if I'm giving the John and 36, then also I have to accept that argument inside this function, right? So John is nothing but the name, and 36 is nothing but the age. So might be you can ask like, what is this self? Self is nothing but here we are creating one object, right? This object is nothing but this is also kind of the variable. Okay, so indirectly we are writing the self is nothing but the self is the accepting this P1 as a one more variable. So the self is nothing but it's a representation of this P1, this object. Okay, so here if you will see, I'm not calling any the function name or anything. Just I return the def, then init. Okay, so init what will do now? If I will call P1, but the object is nothing but you can say the access key for this classes. Okay, if you want to access anything from these classes, then you have to approach via this object. So I just return the P1. P1 is nothing but you can access anything from this class. Okay, and after that, I just want to access the name, this name. So this name I have to return. So what is this self dot name is equal to name? Nothing but that here you return this name, but you have to accept that name here. Okay, by saying the self is nothing but the this objective, right? So you are just saying, okay, objective dot name is equal to name. Means if anything, if you want to write inside the class, then you need the access key for this object. But this object is nothing but the self, right? This object we are representing as a self. So that's the reason self dot name is equal to name. Instead of the self, you can write any name, and but that name you should give here. As we are practicing, right, the import pandas as a PD. So next time onwards you won't use this, you will not use that pandas. Instead of, you will use this PD, right? The same thing here, you created the object and you are just accepting that object as a self. So you are saying self dot name is nothing but the name variable. Whatever the name variable user will pass via through this function, it means from here you just accept it that here. So whatever the age they will pass, you accept it here. So that is why we have written like this. Okay. So I hope you guys are understood. Anyone having any kind of difficulty to understand this topic? Okay, so something now we are going to see something, it's called as the inheritance function. Okay. What is the inheritance? What is the meaning of inheritance? Guys, what is the meaning of inheritance? Yes, correct. So inheritance is nothing but you're just passing some properties, and you're just taking the properties from your father. We are just trans to one generation to another generations. Okay. So it is something, it's called as an inheritance. Okay. So now we can also inherit our properties or our value from the parent to child. For example, I just want to create the one parent as a person. So I'm just creating one thing. One is called as a person. So here I'm just typing the init, and let's say the self. Self. I just want to take the first name, the last name, and I just want to take the first name and last name. So what I have to do, I have to accept that self dot f name is equal to f name, and self dot last name is equal to last name, right? Now I just want to define the another function. It's called as the print name. So here I'm just want to keep the self. Here I just want to print what are the things in above. I just want to print that one here. So that's the reason I'm just creating this one function. So I'm just saying, just I want after that self dot and last name. Okay. So now here we created this init function, and to print this, we created one more function, print name. There we are passing the self, and I'm just what we are saying self first name and the last name. Okay. So now what we are doing is we have to pass the two names, right? So I'm just saying x is equal to person. Person is nothing but the class name person. Then I'm passing the name. Like I'm passing the sorry, John, comma, dot. And now I just want to say in name. So self is not defined where it is not defined. First name. Okay, so as for now, then again, after that, we can say, oh, sorry, guys, I made a mistake. So the thing is like we have created the class successfully. First, we just accepted the two values. For the two values, we have created the object. So that's the reason via the objects, via objects, we just accepted the first name and last name, and we are passing the John and Tom. And after that, again, I just want to create the one more class, and that class is nothing but the student. I just create the student, and inside the student, I'm just passing this parent. So when I'm passing this parent, so here I'm saying pass. So I'm not mentioning anything inside this student class. Now every informations are present in the person, and the student is nothing is present. But if I want to create the one object for the student, for example, x is equal to, I just create the student, and I'm passing the two names. Mike, I'm passing the mic, and after that, I'm passing comma Sam. So if I will pass this name, and if I got print name, I getting this Mike and Sam. How? Because here I'm not written any methodology or any logic, but here I'm calling the person, which is the previous class. Inside the previous class is nothing but you can say this is the parent class. So it inheriting that all the information, all the properties from its parent, and that's the reason whatever the logic it's applicable for the parent, that it's working inside the student also. Okay. So this is the inheritance function in the class. So if you guys have any doubt, then please ask me, or else let's take the 5 minutes and just try to perform in this in your lab. Yes, ma'am. Okay. So guys, let me share you the assignments for the Python. Please complete that assignments. Okay. Once you guys will complete that assignments, then you can share it that assignment with us. Okay. And we will get back to you after that assignments, and then we will assign you. Okay. How many people will complete that assignments? Okay, let me share you guys that assignments. In the chat itself, I'm sharing, okay? Okay, so guys, I shared this assignment. Please give me the confirmation whether you could able to download this assignment or also share it this assignment in your group and ask your friends to do this complete this assignment, and then we will allocate the projects. Or if you will face any difficulty during this, phase, while doing the assignments, you can anytime you can contact us, email us, we will revert back to you. Okay, if it is anything we are not able to, you know, explain you by email, then we will call you, we will explain you. Okay, okay guys, thank you for this good, wonderful journey. Then we will meet in the duration of the project. Okay.